Hello everyone. First off, I wanted to kind of give a little update video about a little bit about my car and what I've done to it. A lot of people don't know me, and that's cool. I don't mind. I don't really like to make a bunch of rant videos. I hate rant videos. No one likes watching them. But I like to give purposeful information to videos and stuff that people can use. But one of the things that I want to show off is my car. I'll kind of start from the beginning. And I've owned the car since about 2012 or 2013. 2013, because I moved to Japan in 2012. And 2013, I asked myself when I was leaving Japan, and I was like, I can afford to bring back a car that was over 25 years old for the NHTSA rules and 25-year-old rule. And I was like, what would be 25 years old that I would want to bring back, and that would be a super cool car to own and have. And I immediately thought the Skyline GTR. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, is my 1990 Skyline GTR. I bought it way back before it was even legal to bring back to the States. Out in Okinawa, Japan in 2012-ish to 13-ish time frame. GTRs were going for a little over $8,000 for a poor condition one. Some people found them even cheaper than that. And a really good condition one would be $11,000 to $12,000, which I bought a one owner, all original 1990 GTR. Had it imported in from mainland Japan down to Okinawa so I could purchase it. It was a bit considered pricey at the time, but I'm glad I bought it, because in about, what was it, 2015, 2016-ish, the Skyline finally became 25 years old, and people started importing them over to the US. And once they found out they could import them over to the US, the prices on them skyrocketed, because everybody wanted one all of a sudden. And it didn't matter if there was a Skyline on the lot out in Okinawa, it was getting sold. We were just baffled when it first started happening. And that's when I knew that I was like, man, I'm so glad I bought mine way before everyone jumped on the bandwagon. But it's 2019 now, so that means I've owned my car for a little over 6 years. I've put a lot of stuff on it. Everyone I talk to just says, man, you got a lot of goodies on it. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but a lot of it I got from Japan, where it was just a part to them. They just like, yeah, give me $20 for it. I mean, I literally bought a blown RB26 for like $50. I'm not gonna tell where or anything, but it was blown and it sat out in the rain, and that's a whole nother story to tell another day. But I just kind of wanted to give a quick little go around of my car, and I get all kinds of questions about my brake setup and what all my plans are for it and everything. But I guess I'll start with the engine bay first and start talking about it. But let's see. First off, I've upgraded to the PRP products, R35 ignition coil packs. The stock coil packs are okay, but when you start turning up the boost, you start blowing out the spark for the ignition process. As well as I got Tomei adjustable cam gears, Kelford Racing camshafts. What was it, a 260? Bear with me, 272 lift with a 10.25 millimeter lift. Sorry, 10.25 millimeter lift with a 272 duration. And upgraded the fuel rail, all -6 AN lines to a fuel pressure regulator, the Turbo Smart FPR 800 with a gauge on it. Running stock PSI pressure on stock fuel injectors right now. I do have Garrett GT2860-5 turbos. These are the Blitz Suspect Pro air filters. They're kind of a high flowing mesh, and they really make the blow off valves sound really loud during the recirc part. I still run in the recirculation intake piping. I was able to get my hands on some the hard intercooler piping in Japan. Super cheap. I bought it for, I think I paid like $40 for that piping and the left side, and then I got a massive trussed front mount intercooler, which I'll have to crawl up under, but it is about 4.5 inches thick. Koyo racing radiator with the GK Tech cooling fan. Grady oil cooler way down there. I did the Chase Bays power steering relocation because I upgraded to a R32 GTR power steering pump, which are getting harder and harder to find now if you want one, so good luck. Let's see, I upgraded to the Lasky spec catch cam because I'm to the point where I need to start running one. HKS timing belt, new water pump, new N1 oil pump, stock bottom rotating assembly. I have 1,000cc fuel injectors. Matter of fact, right here, 1,000cc fuel injectors I'm going to put in, as well as I got to finish installing the PRP cam angle sensor and stuff. But for right now, I just tried to get it all back together so I could make it to the ice cream cruise. But now that that's over and it started snowing, I'm going to do quite a few little winter projects. That's pretty much the engine. So it's pretty much just a built head slightly by me. I did it all myself. I don't pay anyone to do anything. I have an automotive technology associate's degree, and I have about $10,000 worth of tools. So I just did it myself. It's got a Tomei metal head gasket with ARP custom made 625 head bolts. Let's see, all new metal head gaskets, all on the intake side. The paper ones just blow out after a while. So do the rubber piping. You'll blow those out once you start boosting higher pressures. It has, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. Oh, no, you can't see it. I got Tomei dump pipes with a Nismo dump or down pipe into a Jasmine exhaust. I kind of like it. It's kind of quiet, but it's still like 3 inches and it flows fairly well. I originally as soon as I brought it back from Japan and to the States, I immediately got it dyno tuned. He had to clean up from just by bolting in the Haltech. I got the idle and everything running very well when I was out in Okinawa. I also had it tuned very well to just mediumly drive it. I never really got on it because first off, the speed limit's a lot slower. I was doing the tuning myself, and I was absolutely terrified once the boost came on and was focusing more on the road versus what was going on the computer. But once I got it back, it dynoed out and he cleaned up my tune. It made 360 horsepower with 285 foot-pounds of torque at 15 psi on the stock fuel injectors. The only reason why the stock fuel injectors did as good as they did is because I have a 300 liter per hour fuel pump by Doucheworks in the trunk that I've completely wired in myself with a dedicated power wire from the battery all the way back and bypass the fuel computer, because there's nothing like trying to fight your fuel computer controlling the fuel pressure when you're trying to tune the car, but you never know when it's going to kick on. I got a Bride racing seat. The interior is kind of messy because I pulled my clock out so I can send it to a pretty sweet or pretty cool guy that's gonna repair my clock, and then I'll put all this back together. I also have a carbon fiber console lid that I'm debating on putting in. As for drivetrain, I have put a ORC twin plate clutch in it. It was good for like 700 horsepower, as well as moved on to the GetRag 6-speed, which I absolutely love. You can't turn down a GetRag 6-speed transmission in a R32 GTR. That is pretty much the drivetrain. I did the Hikest Delete because, one, I'm a firm believer in if you don't need it, get rid of it, as well as they never used it in race cars, so they took it out anyways. I also deleted the ABS and put the Nismo BM57, I believe, master cylinder up front. Since I'm talking about brakes, here they are. My wheels are a little dirty. I probably should clean them, but I get asked all the time, what are my brakes? What are my brakes? Because all my friends here in Nebraska are running 600 plus, pretty much Skylines, and they all say they're having a hard time stopping, and they ask me what did I do for my brakes. But I'll give you my little secret of recipe of brakes, which a lot of people are running, that we started running kind of out in Okinawa, Japan. And matter of fact, if you go to the website to buy this kit, as soon as I put these brakes on and my wheels, I sent like several pictures to them, and they actually use them on their website as a marketing tool. But these are the Evo 7, 8, and 9 Brembo 4-piston calipers, and these are Evo 10 brake rotors with the Alpha Omega Racing bracket that allows you to bolt this caliper to the spindle assembly of the R32 GTR. And 17s will not clear, so I'm just going to go ahead and answer that question right off the bat. They say certain 17s will, but my R33 GTR wheels that I have upstairs do not clear them. You're welcome, by the way. They're only like, I think the whole kit should run you like maybe $1,500, so should save you some money. I know you can't see it, but there's some Nismo S-Tune suspension in there, all four corners. That's also kind of lowered the car. I really am happy with the ride height of it. This is the front, and I can't get two fingers in there, but that is the rear, and this is the car pretty much. One of my winter projects I am upgrading the projectors from D2S 4.0 Mishimoto I have a whole nother set of headlights, as you can see. I got a bunch of spare parts. I brought a bunch of things back from Japan, which has come in very handy. But if you have any questions, let me know. The whole point of this video was for me to like introduce you to my car. I've had it for years. I've poured a lot of money in it. I've got a Haltech Platinum Pro ECU in there, but I'm wanting to upgrade to an Elite 2500. And once I put the 1000cc fuel injectors in and that crank and cam trigger kit and get it all synced up, get a good tune on it again, retune it on the dyno, and then hopefully switch it over to E85. And I'm planning on running a dual pump assembly, wanting to upgrade my fuel system. I haven't picked out a surge tank yet, but I want to do a surge tank, possibly dual pumps in the tank with like a 8 or 10 fuel feed line to the front. I got a lot of projects going on, but I'm definitely going to start making more videos. I've had the car down for about a year and a half, and I really tried to make the ice cream cruise, and I kind of maxed out funding or whatnot to at least make a presence up there to the ice cream cruise, which I did, and I was happy I made it up there. I still got a few problems I got to iron out. One, I got the timing belt a little too tight, so it makes a little whine. So I'll loosen that up. And I got a small oil leak I've got to fix and redo some oil lines with some dash 10 AN fittings, which I'm going to rebuild. I'm pretty much trying to make content that people want, and a lot of questions that I've been getting of how I did things, because Americans are still kind of new in the game here in the US. There's people that have imported them over and had them for years, but there's still a lot of people that are just getting in the market of buying one and what to expect. But if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than gladly to try to make something that'll help you out.